But, you know, stuff happens all the time. You never know what's going to happen. Jalen's making his first appearance on the show since last week. And before we knew in the wee hours of the morning that Kawhi Leonard was going to go to the Clippers. And previously, I don't think you believed that was going to happen. In fact, I believe the phrase 99% chance that the Raptors came up.
Yes.
Right?
So, I was dead wrong. I hate being wrong about things. But I will tell you this.
Hey, by the way, if you had over under 45 seconds before I lose control of the show, you win. You took the under.
So here's the deal, though. While I was incorrect by my prediction about Kawhi, and by the way, we're in the projection business, the anticipating business, the relationship business about what's going to happen with players. Situations happen where guys do flip. And the 1% did actually take place. His name is Paul George.
Right.
Who saw that coming? Who knew a week ago that we would be talking about the Thunder already trading Paul George and about to trade Russell Westbrook? Did anybody talk about that?
I don't think the Thunder thought that.
How about that? So in the media, we did a good job of enlightening fans to let them know if Kawhi left all year, it would be to the Clippers. Now, by the way, I did say he's going to sign a 2-year deal, which he did.
There you go.
Now, he's like a spin master.
I'm just giving you facts on facts. Now, one other thing, because I want to own this.
All right.
So, we waited all year for Anthony Davis to get traded. Who trades Paul George in 2 or 3 days? Sam Presti? Is he working with the Clippers?
I think he leveraged the deal and came out of it the best way he could, though, didn't he?
But you don't have to rush. What's the rush? If you're going to trade Paul George?
I think it was a brilliant deal for Sam Presti.
You do?
The only way you rebuild in a small market is with the draft. So, I mean, he did what he had to do to save his franchise.
Before we go off on the Thunder, let's go and look about Boardman getting paid, but perhaps not getting paid quite as much as he could have. Kawhi signed a 3-year, $103 million contract with the Clips. Now, this deal—
2 and an option.
That's right. Allows Kawhi to opt out after the second year. That lines up with the remaining time on Paul George's contract. It means that they could be in the same free agent class again in 2021. Now, since last summer, this is what Boardman has left on the table. Our buddy Bobby Marks does an unbelievable job with all of the cap machinations and so forth at the draft. Calculates that Kawhi, up to this point, has left about $118 million on the table. But he's made $85 going into this contract, which is going to be $103. He's still got a big financial future in front of him. But the question becomes, does this now, his short contract, put a little pressure on the Clippers?
You know what would put pressure on the Clippers? If they didn't get Paul George.
Well, they wouldn't have gotten Kawhi then.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now that they have both of those guys in uniform, there's zero pressure on the Clippers. You have 2 guys that are California kids that both went to small colleges there, kind of flew under the radar as players and went on to become 1 or 2-time Finals MVP and champion in Kawhi Leonard. Another one was a top 3 in MVP candidacy in Paul George. They're not leaving, RD. They're going to be there. They're going to go into that new Clipper Stadium, be the faces of the franchise for a long time to come. Nothing to worry about with the short-term deal.
I think it's a smart move. It gives him flexibility if things aren't working out, number one. Look, he's getting paid no matter what. It's not like he's not getting paid. I mean, if he does 2 years, he's going to make another $200 million no matter what. And we just learned something from Kevin Durant. I mean, Kevin Durant, ACL may be one of the, Achilles. They say maybe one of the worst injuries you can have. He's still got a max deal. So it gives him flexibility. He's still going to make his money. He wants to make sure that, you talk about Paul George, he wants to make sure he has a Robin. So Paul George has a chance to opt out in 2 years. He wants to make sure if Paul George does opt out, that the Clippers for sure bring him in a sidekick. And let's face it, it seems like Boardman, who doesn't talk much, for the last 2 years, he's owned the NBA. Spurs got out. Toronto got out. He controlled the dialogue and the conversation in the NBA. The biggest decision, including LeBron, the biggest decision, he held all the cards. And you know what? In 2 years, He holds all the cards again.
He epitomized the fact that the players have all of the power in the NBA right now in free agency, and that they talk to each other, can come up with these. But how much of this is a product of personality rather than just going for money or going to the Lakers with the glitz and glamour? He can lead a little bit of a quieter existence as much as Kawhi Leonard can with the Clippers, can he not? Factor.
Yeah, I think that, I'm not sure a quiet existence. He is who he is. He's comfortable in his own skin.
He's going to be quieter there than it would have been if he'd been with the Lakers, right?
If he went to the Lakers, that would have been a clown show. I mean, it really would have been. I mean, think about it. It would have been a championship. Yeah. But, I mean, it's LeBron's team, without a doubt. He doesn't need LeBron to win a championship. He's shown he can do it on his own. And by the way, in 2 years, you never know. Maybe you'll be right. He'll go back to the Raptors.
Kawhi embodied a Biggie Smalls line. He stayed low and he kept firing. Because all of the chess pieces had moved.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis was in LA with the Lakers. You have the Nets picking up KD and picking up Kyrie. Jimmy Butler going to the Heat. So the musical chairs were happening and the music stopped. And he didn't have an all-NBA player to run with. And then all of a sudden you get Paul George to walk into the office and tell OKC he wants to get traded, 1. And 2, they trade him in 3 days. And before you know it, the Clippers got both of their guys for the future. Brilliant moves by Uncle Dennis. I want to see if I can be a part of the family.
He was playing chess. Everyone else is playing checkers.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.